feel that? That's all about to leave. Today, I have four adjustments that I've made in the past 5+ years that I've been practicing minimalism, and I want to share that with you today. It's like a beautiful day outside. That's why I'm actually sitting here right now, because this is a perfect spot to watch the rain here in Virginia. It's a beautiful rainy day. And I got my here is it. I got my cup of broth with some sauerkraut juice. I have a terrible headache today, and I think my body is just needing some nourishment. So I'm gonna be sipping on this broth as I do this video. Hopefully that will help my headache. But without further ado, 4 adjustments that I've made in the past 5 years of minimalism. And I intentionally use the word adjustments instead of like mistakes for a couple reasons. One, because I feel like if I used the word mistakes that I've learned, or mistakes that I've made, I guess, you might wonder if I've learned from these mistakes. Am I still making the same mistakes as a minimalist? So these are adjustments because they are lessons that I've learned throughout the years of being a minimalist, practicing minimalism. And then the other reason really is just because I don't want to focus on the mistakes. I want to focus on the positive outcomes that have come from the mistakes, which would be these adjustments. So my first one is don't be hasty. And I did that voice on purpose because it is a quote from Lord of the Rings. I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and that particular quote comes from the character Treebeard. He is like the epitome of minimalist mindset, which could be a whole video on its own. That's not a bad idea, actually. Maybe I will do a video on that one day. But that's a huge divergence and not where I'm going today with this video. But yeah, it's don't be hasty, because I see a lot of thumbnail videos that have titles like how I decluttered my whole life in one day. And even just saying it sounds really hasty and a little bit chaotic. Not to say that it's not interesting, not to say that it doesn't work, but I know for me now that I don't have to do it all in one day. Like decluttering my whole life, my whole house in one day, it kind of almost doesn't even make sense, because depending on how old you are, that's a lot to process, and it's going to bring up a lot. So I know for me that decluttering at a quick, hasty pace is not for me. It's not the lifestyle that I'm trying to cultivate, which is, for me, like, that's what this whole channel is about, is cultivating a lifestyle that is slow, that is intentional, one that is rhythmic. And when I have decluttered in the past very hastily, very chaotically, that's exactly how it makes me feel. It makes me feel rushed. It makes me feel dysregulated. It makes me feel super overwhelmed, chaotic, and it disrupts my daily living rhythm and patterns. And I'm not trying to do that anymore. So nowadays, when I do declutter, which is just showed in the intro that I have a big decluttering pile, and I'm making another video on how I decluttered my whole house as a minimalist. But nowadays when I declutter, I like to incorporate the practice of decluttering, like the mindset of decluttering, into my daily rhythm. Like it's a part of my daily lifestyle now, which honestly, excuse me, turning the page, is more slow. It is more intentional and it's more peaceful, which leads me to my second adjustment. We're taking this at a slow pace. Get a sip, get 2 sips. I hope you have something comfortable and cozy to drink while you are watching this video, because I do while I'm making it. Number 2, peace be with you. Okay, so that's a quote from Jesus. Jesus says that enough in scripture that I want to really live that out in my own life. And I apply it even in my decluttering. Actually, especially in my decluttering. Because the physical and mental and emotional process of decluttering can be like super draining. It can be draining because your brain, that's probably even why I have a headache right now, honestly, is because I've been decluttering for a couple weeks now, and my body and brain are probably just a little bit undernourished. So it's decluttering because, it's draining, because your brain is working so hard to decipher. Am I gonna keep this? Am I gonna get rid of this? Am I gonna need this? And for me, it can be overwhelming because you're going through everything that you own. And like I said, if you're 30 years old or 50 years old, however old you are, and you're going through your whole life's worth, that's a lot to unpack. That's a lot to process. And it can be really overwhelming. And then it can be also really stressful because of everything that we already spoke to, but also because it naturally brings up a lot of emotions. You start remembering things, it brings up feelings and memories, and you have to process those as you're going through everything that you own. Or maybe it's stressful because you don't know how to declutter yet in a rhythmic way. And so when decluttering steals your peace, your brain, your body, your nervous system is going to view the process of decluttering as a threat. And if you get to that point of feeling like you're in fight or flight mode, fight, flight, or freeze, I guess it's called nowadays, you're not gonna want to do that. Your body is gonna want to resist it, your brain is gonna want to procrastinate it, avoid it in any way possible. So what I did is I created a way for myself, for my family, to make decluttering more of a daily practice. Like I said, it is a part of my rhythm, my lifestyle, my mentality as I enter every single day. And now, not only does decluttering not steal my peace, but having a decluttered home brings me more peace. All right, number 3, secret, keep it safe. Okay, I'm coming at you with some quotes here. Yes, this is another Lord of the Rings quote. If you knew that as soon as I said that, we are probably best friends. I'm not going to tell you though who said that quote from the books and movies, because I think it'll be fun to see who comments below and gets it right. And if you do comment and get it right, then we probably really are best friends, actually. So anyway, what I mean by that quote, though, is that sometimes it feels hard to know if you should or if you even can get rid of something. So some people might not think twice about the thing and they just get rid of it, and then if they need it again, they will just buy it again. Other people might overthink it and then they'll just end up holding on to it, and for like just in case situations. And to be honest, I have been both of those people. I am both of those people at times still. And what I can tell you is that when I'm not 100% sure about getting rid of something, which is 100% okay, by the way, when you're going through this process, you aren't necessarily going to be 100% sure on every single thing that you own. I simply hide that thing away somewhere. So the secret part is it's out of sight and it's out of use. But the safe part means that I know where it's at, and thus I'm not gonna forget it, and I'm not going to lose it or, lose track of it or whatever. So that's why I say keep it secret, keep it safe. And then I go a duration of time, which usually is at least a couple weeks, maybe it's longer, depending on the item. And I wait during that time to see if I really do need or use or want or wear whatever that thing, or if I have thought up of some other creative way to use the things that I already have, to be able to live without that thing. And I know I've been surprised, so you might be surprised if you try this, at how multi-purpose your other household items are, and or how creative you can become through allowing yourself to keep it secret and keep it safe. You can become more creative with the stuff that you already have, or just becoming more creative with having less stuff. Gonna take one more sip because it's so good. Okay, and that leads me to the fourth one, which is the last one, and it's probably the biggest adjustment that I've made in my mentality. I love this quote. It is, "Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift, and that is why it is called present." All right, so all four of my adjustments have been quotes, and that probably speaks a lot to my character, actually. But I'm not gonna tell you this quote at all, because I want you to put in the comments below if you know who says that quote, where that quote comes from. And I think that'll be just a really fun way to kind of wrap this up. But yeah, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. And that is why it's called the present. And that adjustment kind of sums up all of the other ones, really. And it is truly at the core of minimalism and being present with your life right now, where you're at right now. And thus, it's at the core of decluttering. Where are you at right now? You might have loved, used, worn, whatever, that thing, all these things that you're considering or even getting rid of in the past. And maybe you're not quite sure if you're gonna need, love, use, want that thing in the future, because it's a mystery. But where are you at right now? Today. Who are you right now? Like today. And are you accepting this gift of life today? Are you staying focused on the daily living as you minimize, as you declutter, as you be more slow and intentional with your own life? And really, that is what I created this channel to be about. My name is Brianna, and this is Simple Daily Living. And the reason I have created a channel called that is because I'm trying to cultivate a lifestyle that is grounded in simplicity, that is grounded in the daily, and that is grounded in a life that we want to live. And if you want to see the breakdown of those 3 words, you can go to my channel page and check out my little intro box thing, and I break it down what I mean exactly by those 3 words. And I really want to help other people to cultivate that lifestyle. So I'm assuming that if you've made it this far in the video, that you are wanting a lifestyle like that too. And if you are, then I hope that this video has helped you. I hope that if you start with even just one of these adjustments, and there's only 4, and they're fun because they're all quotes, so you can't go wrong there. But if you start with even just one of these adjustments, I think you're going to notice a difference. I think you're going to notice a big difference in how you declutter your stuff, and in how you are minimizing, and even in how you approach your own living and your own lifestyle. I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for joining me here today. Thanks for joining me on this wet, rainy day. Cozy and comfortable. And we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.